Alright, to factor this polynomial, they've asked us to use factor by grouping. Even if they didn't say that, I have a little bit of a roadmap that I tend to follow. And first I look to see if there's a GCF, get it out of there. Are there 2 terms? Are there 3 terms? In this case we have 4 terms, so you can use factor by grouping. You can also use the box method. First I'll use factor by grouping since that's what they're asking for. And it's probably a little bit more respected, a little bit less mechanical than the box method, but then I'll do the box method last. Either way we'll solve it. We'll factor this polynomial. Alright, I'll slide this up some. And if we use factor by grouping, we group together the first 2 terms, then we group together the second 2 terms, and we look for the GCF each time. So just looking at the first 2, I can factor out an x. So I'll put that out in front of the parentheses, and there's my parentheses. So if I factor x out of there, I'll be left with x plus 3. Now I'll turn my attention to the second 2 terms, and I'm going to look for the GCF. When I factor it out, I'm hoping to end up with x plus 3 inside parentheses. Then I'll have that as a common factor. Alright, so with 7 and 21, fortunately everything's positive, so not much mystery there. I'm going to factor out a positive 7 from each term. Factor positive 7 out of there, and I'm left with x, positive 7 out of there, and I'm left with a 3. Okay, now we basically repeat this process. Notice the common factor is x plus 3 and x plus 3. That's our common factor now. So I'll put that in red. And what did we do before? When you factor something out, you put it in front of the parentheses. I'm going to factor out an x plus 3. So I put it in front of parentheses. Here's my other set of parentheses. When I factor x plus 3 out of here, the only thing left is an x. When I factor x plus 3 out of here, the only thing left is a plus 7. Things got a little crooked there. This is the factored form of this polynomial. If you multiply x plus 3 times x plus 7, some people say use FOIL, you will get the original polynomial. It might be rearranged slightly, but it will be the same values. Okay, I'll solve this again using the box method. So I'm going to remove this. If you use the box method, you just give yourself a 4-chamber box, and they've really already done the work for you. First term goes in the first box, last term goes in the last box, and the other 2 terms go in the other 2 boxes. It does not matter how you arrange them. So I'll put 3x here, 7x there. And now you just look for the GCF going straight up, straight across, and straight across. Okay? So 7 would be the GCF there, x would be the GCF there, coming across, x once again, and coming across you would have a 3. So the factored form of this polynomial would be x plus 7 and x plus 3. And we'll bring in our original solution to see that's what we got the first time using factor by grouping. Okay? Let me circle these 2 answers. So if you used factor by grouping, you came up with that. If you used the box method, you got the same answer. Even though they're arranged in a different order, that's immaterial, largely. If you're using factor by grouping, you really should put the term that you're factoring out first. Okay.